So now we're selling coins that don't even exist. It's an IOU. So ETH POW is already trading. Okay, it traded as high as 35.
Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? I know it's on your mind. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? ETH Merge is coming. And the question is, how can you position yourself to make some money? Now, first, let me say, there's risk in this. But I've looked at all angles of this, and kind of what I've come to the conclusion of what I think the least risk adverse way to handle this merge. So let's go over scenario number one. Well, first of all, let's talk the merge. So if you haven't been living under a rock, ETH is switching from proof of work to proof of stake. Now the question is will the proof of work chain keep moving? Well, according to Twitter and other resources, 32K followers, Ethereum POW, ETHW, is going to launch after the fork. There's not going to be a pre-mine, and it's going to have a minimum set difficulty level. So let's talk about this. Why? So the concept is if you buy ETH sitting in your wallet, the merge happens, and you get these forked coins. So in order to get your hands on a lot of ETH POW, you're going to have a lot of ETH. So if I put in 100 ETH, okay, let's see, let's go into here. Ethereum's at 1601. So if I put in 100 ETH, 1601 times 100, it's 160,000. So I could put $160,000 in hopes that my ETH POW is going to be worth something. Now, what's the risk in that? The risk is we don't know if ETH's going to crash. We don't know if this is going to work. We don't know anything. The macro contagion is still here in the markets, and we're hoping that we don't just get this big leg down. So looking at CoinMarketCap, ETH POW, IOU, so now we're selling coins that don't even exist. It's an IOU. So ETH POW is already trading. Okay, it traded as high as 35, but it's on several exchanges with the majority of the exchange volume happening on Poloniex. So I went over there and checked it out. I've got this Poloniex account. So basically, you can buy ETH POW as an IOU for a coin that doesn't even exist before it even comes out. You never know what to expect in crypto. But here's the concept. Ultimately, after this launches, literally you'll just have to be adding an RPC to your MetaMask, and you'll be there. So I've come to the conclusion a less risk adverse way to handle this is just to simply buy the ETH POW now pre-merge. It could crash. It could go to 15. It could go to $5. Who knows? But I'm willing to take that risk. So I jumped over on Poloniex and I picked up about 143 ETH POW, and I'm just letting it sit there, and we'll see what happens. So again, the merge is happening. Whatever coins you have would be copied over to the POW chain, and people are like, is this going to have any use? Well, the fact is there's a lot of mining equipment out there, and in a lot of ways, ETH POW is superior to ETH Classic. I mean, ETH Classic already kind of pumped. The problem with ETH Classic is it has no real compatibility with dApps, and it just kind of sucks, and there's just even less use case than this. This, people can keep coding in Solidity and keep making stuff, and it is secured by proof of work. So which is better, proof of work, proof of stake? It's tough to know. You know, this, I'm not sure where they're going to get their funds for, you know, further building on this and later on, and it could just be not a big nothing, big donut, which is why I'm not throwing a ton of money at it, but I'm throwing enough at it that if it does decide to make a move, I'll be positioned on an exchange, ready to trade it. So even if it was just a double or something, you know, it wouldn't be bad. Get your little filet mignons or a bottle of champagne, or it could just be Wreckville. But again, I think instead of, I mean, ETH is like you're either all in on ETH right now or not, and I still believe ETH has further to drop. So I don't want to expose myself to that, and I don't want to get into calls and puts and all that fancy derivative futures perpetual stuff at this time. So anyways, I'll leave some links down there, and like I said, it's already listed on CoinMarketCap, and it doesn't even exist. And you know, that's something to say here. I mean, this assumes that this works and people support it. Otherwise, you could see this just go to zero and you'll have 100% loss of your capital, which take that into account. That is possible. I am just merely showing what I am doing, and you know, that is what I'm doing. So get in or get out, but we'll see what happens. Should be very interesting. As always, like, subscribe. This is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking